A massive asteroid is racing through the cosmos. Could it be on a collision course with Earth? Scientists are tracking its path and the stakes couldn't be higher. From close calls to extinction-level threats, we break down the latest asteroid warnings and what they mean for humanity. Buckle up, this is Cosmic Chronicles. Join me as I dive into the latest asteroid news and see if I can figure out if a city-killer space rock is really headed for Earth. Asteroids have always fascinated me, and I'm sure many of you out there share the same interest. These ancient rocks from space have been orbiting our sun for billions of years, and yet we still know so little about them. But what we do know is that some of them have the potential to wreak havoc on our planet. In fact, scientists estimate that there are millions of asteroids in our solar system, and many of them are large enough to cause massive destruction if they were to collide with Earth. The thought of an asteroid impact is a grim one, but it's not just a fictional scenario played out in movies like Armageddon. In reality, asteroids have collided with our planet in the past, and they will likely do so again in the future. One of the most famous examples is the Chelyabinsk meteor, which exploded over Russia in 2013, injuring thousands of people and causing widespread damage. So what would happen if an asteroid were to hit a major city? The consequences would be catastrophic, to say the least. The impact would release an enormous amount of energy, causing massive destruction and loss of life. The blast wave would level buildings and infrastructure, and the shock wave would be felt for miles around. It's a scary thought, but one that we need to take seriously, especially considering the threat that asteroids pose to our very existence. Scientists have been tracking a large asteroid that's been making headlines recently, and the latest data suggests that it might be on a collision course with our planet. This asteroid is particularly concerning because of its size and speed, making it a potential city killer if it were to impact. The asteroid has been identified, and astronomers are working around the clock to refine its trajectory and predict its likelihood of impact. The asteroid's size is estimated to be around a mile in diameter, which is roughly the size of a small mountain. To put that in perspective, the Chelyabinsk meteor was only about 60 feet in diameter, and it still managed to cause significant damage. If this asteroid were to hit a major city, the consequences would be unimaginable. Astronomers use a variety of methods to track asteroids, including ground-based telescopes and space-based observatories. By studying the asteroid's motion and orbit, scientists can predict its path and identify any potential threats. In this case, the asteroid's orbit is still uncertain, but the latest data suggests that it might pass close to Earth in the near future. The possibility of an asteroid impact is a serious concern, and it's one that astronomers and scientists take very seriously. In fact, NASA and other space agencies around the world are working together to develop strategies for preventing asteroid impacts. One approach is to use gravity tractors, which would involve sending a spacecraft to gently nudge the asteroid off its collision course. Another approach is to use kinetic impactors, which would involve sending a spacecraft to collide with the asteroid and change its trajectory. These strategies are still in the development stage, but they offer hope for preventing asteroid impacts in the future. As we continue to monitor the asteroid's trajectory, scientists are working around the clock to refine its orbit and predict its likelihood of impact. The latest data suggests that the asteroid might pass close to Earth in the near future, but it's still uncertain whether it will actually collide with our planet. The asteroid's speed is estimated to be around 20 kilometers per second, which is incredibly fast. To put that in perspective, the International Space Station orbits the Earth at a speed of around 27,000 kilometers per hour. So this asteroid is moving at a significant fraction of that speed. If the asteroid were to hit a major city, the consequences would be catastrophic. The impact would release an enormous amount of energy, causing massive destruction and loss of life. The blast wave would level buildings and infrastructure, and the shock wave would be felt for miles around. But what can we do to prepare for such an event? One approach is to develop strategies for evacuating people from the affected area. Another approach is to develop technologies for deflecting or disrupting the asteroid before it impacts. As we continue to learn more about the asteroid and its trajectory, scientists are urging governments and space agencies around the world to take action. The possibility of an asteroid impact might seem low, but it's a risk that we can't afford to ignore. So, what have we learned so far about the asteroid and its potential threat to our planet? The asteroid is large, fast, and on a potentially catastrophic course. Scientists are working around the clock to refine its orbit and predict its likelihood of impact, and governments are being urged to take action to prepare for the worst-case scenario. The threat of asteroids is real, and it's one that we need to take seriously. By monitoring their orbits and developing strategies for preventing impacts, we can reduce the risk of disaster and protect our planet from these ancient space rocks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment below with your thoughts on the asteroid threat. Also, be sure to check out my other videos on space and science, and I'll catch you in the next video.